The new Frankenstein on Netflix is loud, it's insane, it's drenched in emotions, and honestly, I loved it. Shelley's Frankenstein we've seen to date, and that's gotta count for something. I'm Sage Patel, and I love all things science fiction and fantasy. I'm also author of a series called Tarek that combines a bit of both, and you should check it out. And today we're going to give the review of Frankenstein's 2025 on Netflix. It's a film that takes really big swings, hits most of them. This movie does not do subtlety, and thank God for that. It leans into this fully operatic drama. The most beautiful set designs of all time, maybe too focused on the sets, honestly, and the most dramatic script and sweeping tale version of what this could be. And every Halloween, like, there's just elements to it constantly pervasive throughout culture. But for me, the lab scenes to the Isaac's insane performance, all of it felt unique, especially in a modern horror era that we're going through right now. Again, Oscar Isaac absolutely devours his role. He's Victor Frankenstein, is traumatized, is insane, is ambitious beyond belief, is believable, is dramatic, is pinned down where he is emotionally. And that's what makes him terrifying in the most human way possible. He's the standout. Every decision he makes feels calculated, yet, hysterical. He's unhinged, and he's unhinged throughout the entire thing. And that's kind of like the storyline that it's plotting, is that, he's also a monster. At the same time, because of his childhood and the incorporation of, the shitty father that makes you feel sympathetic to him, and the loss of his mother and everything else around that, and then just being alone with him and his brother, he's just pursuing the scientific void into eternity from his haunted dreams and nightmares. You are sympathetic towards him for a bit, but it also shows he's the architect of his own downfall. You get the sense that this creature is absurdly powerful and strong and terrifying, but in the beginning you get this childlike vulnerability to him. And that beginning stage into what he becomes gives it a lot of dimension. Elordi embodies the character's raw power, but also the insecurity and the loneliness of being one and only of his kind. You can see the fragility behind the violence. And that's what makes his performance so good. The best relationship in the entire movie is by far the old man and the creature. The creature ends up befriending a blind old man, and then they do kind of everything together. He teaches him how to read, how to become human, philosophize, like all the good things that have made the creature feel grounded into the world that he's been birthed into, despite not remembering virtually anything about his past. Their relationship is tender, it's patient, and it gives the creature something he didn't have before: unconditional kindness. That whole sequence is rich with emotion, and it grounds the story in the way the explosive scenes can't. It's the heart of the movie. Some people complain about the wide, but he does do the zoom-ins plenty enough. I liked seeing the big wide set designs that they had put together. I think it just helped ground the story more to see the scale of it all. The distant shots, the big rooms, the huge sets. I mean, again, it's not for everybody, but I think that's kind of what made this unique. It made it feel bigger than just them. It made the characters feel small in their own tragedies. And it made the backgrounds matter just a little bit more than I thought it would, and mimic the performances. The set kind of felt like its own character. Eerie, empty, and intentionally overwhelming in almost every single set design. And for me, that's what made part of this adaptation unique. I mean, you can take the relationship in so many different ways, but at the end of the day, showing us a world that what lives between an Oscar Isaac driven Frankenstein and a Jacob Elordi creature, you got to make things a little funky, right? This film isn't perfect. The runtime is exceptionally long. You feel it. I think a tighter cut would have made things better. The long spans of time between things, I think, could have been shortened a bit. If you were going to use all of this time, I thought it was going to be a little bit more tight with the pacing. But again, this was a different take on it, right? So it needed these drear sequences, I guess. So I go back and forth with it. I also don't think Mia Goth got the material she really deserved. I'm not saying that her performance was bad. I don't think that at all. I think that the script she was given was really limited and didn't really show the full scope of what she's capable of doing, especially when comparing her to other horror films. She didn't get the opportunity to have the emotional range the way Elordi and Isaacs did. And of course, a few of the side characters get lost in the shuffle. The film focused so heavily on Victor and the creature that you forget about Victor's brother, you forget about, honestly, a couple other characters that just come in and out. But ultimately, the main focus being them two, I think detracted when you had such a long story and you did flesh these other characters out a little bit, just not enough. But for me, the ending is where everything clicks. It's bold, it's emotional, it's violent, and I don't think I think unique to any other version of the story. It's a moment where all the over-the-top drama finally pays off, and it gives the film a sense of finality it actually deserves. No matter how you feel about the runtime or the pacing, the ending delivers, and that's what makes it memorable for me. In the end, Frankenstein is a powerful, deeply emotional, occasionally messy, but ultimately compelling take on the classic. I'm Sage Patel, and this is my in-depth review of Frankenstein on Netflix. If you enjoy bold adaptations, dark character work, and stories that take massive swings, this one is worth your time. And if you want more reviews like this, or worlds just as intense, subscribe and check out my novel, Tarek Blood Dictates All.